What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of We Everywhere, baby! I am your host, Oh Marvelous, and as always with you guys is co-host with the Mo-host, Nadia Moham.
Doing, 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 doing.
Oh, shit. You taking it back?
What's up, guys? It's just always the first thing that pops in my mind.
Really?
Whenever you introduce me and it's my time to say something, that's literally, I just say what is in my head. And that was what was in my head.
Well, I mean, we never promised to do anything different other than that, right? We were like, no, we're just going to go ahead and talk. So we have a Vegas story to tell you guys today. But before that, because, that's pretty much going to be, I think, the majority of the tale.
Yeah.
We did go out to Vegas, but what'd you do this week?
I've been doing a lot of things. Just been on my grind these days, been working a lot, and I've been going to a lot of events lately. A lot of brand events, influencer events, that kind of a thing. So they're starting to pick back up again. Well, they've been for a little bit, but Nas and I are just now starting to pick up going to them.
Right.
So we went to a Tan Lux event to support, our friend Alexandra. She's an amazing airbrush, I guess, artist. I don't know what they call themselves. I don't know what the correct term or the proper term.
You making it sound like I can go get a t-shirt from her.
Well, okay. Yeah.
It's a spray tan.
She's a spray tan, but on her page, it says airbrush because she does airbrush spray tans.
But they're tans.
And airbrush sounds more fancy than spray tan.
Fair enough.
I don't knock her. And the double A's, airbrush by Alexandra.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, she's really good at what she does. And she's been collabing with Tan Lux, which is an amazing company. Their products, they intertwine skincare into their tanning products. So, they have self tanner, they have glow stuff. It's all, that kind of vibe.
That's cool.
But their products are really good. I really do like them. I endorse them. I recommend this to my clients. And yeah, so we went to that event. That was fun. We just dropped in, said hello. I met a really cool photographer. And then what else did we go to? I'm drawing blanks. No, then we went, okay. So then, Nas spoke on a panel for Revolve hosted by Kelly Rowland, and it was held on, was it International Women's Day? Is that the correct title? Yeah, I believe so.
If it was a day, it was that day.
Yeah. I just don't, there's so many, it's like Women's Empowerment Day, or was it
I think it's like
National Women, I always mess it up. I think it was International Women's Day.
Okay.
Because I want to say Women's Empowerment Day, that's...
No, that definitely wasn't it.
What a great woman I am. What a great woman I am. I don't even know our day.
You're like, it's my day? When? Today?
Is it my day? I feel like I didn't really relish in my day.
You were working?
I was working. But that was really cool to see. And, to see Nas talk about her, latest adventure in coaching, transformative coaching, life coaching. So she got to speak about that. And it was just a really cool panel of women, just sharing stories of empowerment and advice and struggles and all of that, just keeping it real. And it was a really good time. And so that we went to that. Mm-hmm. And then, what else? Oh, then we went to, Nicole English's Macy's. She did a collab with Macy's, a little clothing collection. And, Eduardo and I and Nas, we went to go support her. And then it was so funny because at the end of the night, so we were kind of hanging out with Natalie and Olivia, who are, mega influencers on social media.
Right.
And really sweet girls. They had their own show. They were on WAGs. I don't know if anybody remembers that, probably because this is a female audience. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It was about dogs, right?
I hate you.
It was about making them happy.
So they were on WAGs, along with Nicole English, which is why they were there, because they were all friends on the show. Nas is friends with Nicole, hence why we were there. But I wanted to like meet and talk with Nat and Olivia because they're cousins, you know, and Nas and I are cousins. So it's just cool to see, you know, they're building their own little empire together and separately. And,
Right.
you know, that's what Nas and I are trying to do. And it's just, they were really sweet girls. But anyways, at the end of the night, we were hanging out with them. And at the end of the night, we were all leaving. And there was a whole table of these bags that said beignet box.
All right.
So I didn't think to grab one because I'm like on no carbs right now.
Right.
Because we got a little trip coming up. And, you know, she trying to get it tight.
Right.
So,
okay. Fair enough.
I've been was like, no to beignets. They're the devil. Don't even look at them. So I see Nas already waiting for the car. She's got 2 bags in her hand, right? And we're thinking there's beignets in these bags, right? Of course.
Right, sure.
So she's waiting for her car. And then me, Eduardo, Nat, and Olivia, we go to the table and we're grabbing one. And then we're like, by this time, we're like the stragglers at the party. We're like the last people
Like
leaving.
everybody else left.
Yeah, everybody already left. Like,
It's because you guys were behind the centerpieces looking at the beignet boxes.
right,
Like,
exactly.
how many are left?
It was a quick event. It was only 2 hours. Like, it was super quick. And Nas and I did, actually, speaking of that, Nas and I shot a whole campaign with a bunch of other models as well. I'm sorry, I didn't shoot it. I did the makeup for Nas.
Right.
And she was in a campaign for Butterskin, which is another friend of ours, Dorian, and he came out with this line called Butterskin, and it's a really great skincare line, mostly tailoring towards men, but it is unisex.
Mhm.
And so he did a big campaign. So her and I were shooting all day. Then we raced to get home and ready. So by the time we got to this event, it was late, you know, like
Got you.
we were just like, hi, sorry, like we're here to support you, you know, kind of thing. But we made it, you know?
Right.
And so everyone was gone at this party and there was a bunch of bags left.
Mhm.
So we're like, I mean, you know, these feel light, you know, like let's just grab a few more. Nas has 2. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab you one. So I was like, I'm going to get one for Omar. I go to grab it and the bag is so light that I'm like, you guys, is there even anything in here?
Mhm.
Like, have these been eaten and they just left them on the table? Like, what the hell? So I opened the box and it's filled with tissue and a card. No beignet in sight.
Okay.
And so I'm like, you guys, there's no beignets. And then everyone's like, oh man. They're all pissed that there were no beignets, let alone the fact that they were gift cards that were worth $25.
Okay.
So the $25 worth of beignets versus what we really wanted was an instant beignet ready to go and eat just one, you know?
Right.
So we got $25 worth and we're like, damn it.
So, but when you picked it up, you were just like, man, this is the lightest, airiest
It was,
beignet.
yeah, it was unbelievable. I stopped and opened the box while we were there. Everyone else was just grabbing them like, you guys, something's not right. And I opened it, looked, it was a card. And then we cracked up and laughed and then we grabbed more.
That's amazing.
And I walked away with like $100 worth of beignets.
Everybody threw their cards at you. Like, you're the one that convinced us to get these goddamn bags. We just have trash. Everybody throw their cards at her.
No, I actually kept trying to grab other bags that they were empty because they kept grabbing just the box out of the bag and putting it into their bag.
Just the cards.
there was-
Everybody
yeah,
was just taking.
There was just all
cards.
these empty bags on the table. We were so ghetto with it. It was great. So, yeah, we all walked away with, you know, that's a lot of money for beignets. Like, we're good.
I mean,
we're good for a while.
Whenever you go back on carbs, whenever you fall off the carb wagon, we can go ahead.
I'm gonna fall hard.
Yeah, we can do a review on the $100.
We just buy it all and try to see how many we can
$100
eat.
worth of
That's
beignets.
disgusting. That is gross. That's not my game.
When you went to Louisiana or when you went to New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
did you have a beignet?
Yes, I think I did. Clearly wasn't memorable.
Yeah, I'm like, did you have one?
I feel like I did. You know why? Because they're delicious, But I don't think that beignets in a certain location, like, oh, you got to try those, like the way that like certain waffles are in Belgium or whatever. It's like they're special.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I kind of feel like beignets are kind of one size fits all. Like I haven't really had. Have you had a bad beignet? Unless it's like cold and hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. It's like
they're not that like you different. Like they're just a powdered. It's just like damn beignet.
Don't be disrespectful, yo. They're delicious.
No. They're delicious.
I'm just saying.
They're delicious.
I don't know that I've had enough of them to be like, yeah, they're all the same. But
the ones that I have had, they're all the same.
You know what? I would say that now, like really kind of going through my memory as we're talking about this, I don't know that I could distinguish a beignet from a certain place.
Okay.
So,
boom.
That doesn't make them
let's just wait. No. They're not blah at all. By all means.
But then again, I didn't have them from like the place that you're supposed to have them down there. I had them when I was down there. I had them at a place called like, I think it was like called like the beignet store or some shit like that, you know? So I don't know. That's interesting.
If you guys know of any other beignet places in LA, hit us up and let us know. Maybe we'll do a beignet tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of my week of just working, and I'm trying to think what else did I do. It was mostly that. Yeah, that's it. I don't have any other events on the roster except for Vegas. So Friday, excuse me. So basically Naz's dad got remarried, and he was having a little last minute mini wedding ceremony. No, reception, maybe ceremony too. I don't know. We ended up missing it because I had to work, in Vegas. So this was Friday, and we decided I had to work all day Friday. I had multiple clients. I wasn't going to bail on them. Plus, it's work. I need the cash flow always. So I was like, I can't cancel. Like, this is last minute. What can I do? We unfortunately missed the wedding. I really did want to go, but my parents were in Vegas because of it. And my dad and Nazanin's dad are best friends. They go way back to England, like when they were like 18 years old or something like that. That's how long they've known each other. And then they reconnected. My dad moved to LA, and then shortly after, I don't know what the year difference or month difference was, but Naz's dad came, and then they were roommates, and then they introduced, my parents started dating, and then they introduced Naz's parents to each other. And then the rest is history.
Right.
There goes both of our families. So anyways, my parents were in Vegas for my Uncle Ali's wedding. And I said to Omar, I was like, I really think we need to go. Like, let's just go. There's not a lot of opportunities for us to go to Vegas with my parents. Like, we just don't really plan it. And it's just kind of set up there. It's there. Vegas is not that far from us. It's a 4-hour drive. We tried to book flights. The flights were just crazy mad expensive for last minute. It was just kind of like, it's a lot easier if we just drive. Although gas prices, it was damn near the same.
Yeah, fuck.
But anyways, so Omar and I get in the car, literally Friday night, 9 p.m. we leave. It was so late. That's one of the latest I've ever driven to Vegas.
It was definitely a nighttime like drive.
But it wasn't bad, right? There was no traffic. I feel like it went by pretty fast. Yeah,
I mean, we got super delayed leaving Los Angeles, like, or even getting to, out here, once you make it to the 15, that's, your straight shot. So just getting to the 15 took a little longer than necessary.
Right.
Because people were driving fucking crazy.
People were driving crazy that night. Definitely.
Like, to the point where we were watching a road rage interaction happen.
That was just one of them. There was like 3 races. People were just wilding.
The road rage thing was crazy because we're on the freeway and we're driving, and these 2 guys are arguing or, raging, but they're in the carpool lane.
Yeah.
So they continue to, the car in the back gets out of the carpool lane, gets in front of the guy, back in the carpool lane, and brake checks him. And then they're doing that shit to each other, like, and I'm like, man.
I'm like, let's stay away from that. I don't like that one bit.
It was crazy. So, you know, we had to do it. Okay, so that's what goes in your brain. It's like, do I speed up and like try to blow past this situation, or do I slow down and move over?
I move over regardless, because if some shit pops off, I want to be on the far right or far left or whatever. Like, I'm far. And then I just kind of stay at a pace that's enough for me to know. Unless I'm near them, then maybe speed up. But I'd rather kind of be trailing behind.
Because you still want to watch Chismosa. Yeah, you're like, blow past this.
Okay, fine.
This is no, I can't. I mean, I guess
blow
I could pass them, but like,
entertainment.
no, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of watch a little bit.
You know, I don't know.
You're trying to sell it off as like car safety when it is just you being nosy.
I am who I am.
I'm gonna give him like 4 minutes, and if nothing happens, all right, then I'll speed up.
Yeah, that's why people watch High Speed Pursuits.
Oh my god! Did you see the recent one? Oh man,
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, for anyone that obviously doesn't live in Los Angeles, there was a high-speed chase recently. The guy crashed. He got out of the car and took off running. So then you got the cops are running after him. This guy hides behind a car in like, they're like running what might be an alley or something, but he hides behind the car and lays down.
Yeah.
And the helicopter,
sees it all.
The news helicopter's totally clocking this guy just like sitting down. I mean, laying down. But all the cops are running past him.
Yeah, it was like a movie.
And the guys on the news are like, oh my God, he's right there.
Yeah, he's right there. They're running past.
And then they run back and they run past him again. And then they like, I'm guessing, the police helicopter, right, is like, hey, no, go back, whatever.
Yeah.
But they finally pull up to where he's at, and they're standing in front of the car, and they still don't see him, and he's laying right there.
Yeah, he's by the hood of the car looking straight out. And the guy's like to the right of him on the floor, and he's like, I wonder where this guy went.
Oh my God.
It's the craziest thing. We can't seem to find him.
Oh.
And then finally he turns his head to the right. Like, imagine that guy seeing the cop standing there. Like, he pissed himself for sure. Just like, don't breathe. Yeah. Don't move.
Like in a movie. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, don't fucking look over here. He's just willing to be like,
yeah.
Hey, fool, don't look over here, fool.
I
don't know if it was a cholo.
Yeah, racist. How dare you?
In my brain, there was a cholo, and he's like, hey, don't look over here, fool. Hey, fool, don't look at me.
He was doing all his Marys, Hail Marys. Oh, my God. But yeah, people were wilding in the streets, and we get there. It's like, 1 a.m. or something like that. Yeah. We check into Mandalay Bay. I've stayed there before. I don't know if you have. It's a great hotel. I really do like that hotel.
Yeah, shout out to the homie Joey for hooking us up with his club points.
Yeah, that was like a $40 room, which is also why we drove Friday night instead of Saturday morning, because I was like, fuck it, like let's go late at night. We got a $40 room at a nice hotel. Like, we'll already be there. We could sleep in the hotel. I love sleeping in hotels. I'm one of those. Like, crank up the AC. I'm putting on the robe. I'm laying in the bed. Like, I love it. So, and then we'll wake up and we'll be in Vegas already. So we get there. We check in. I don't think anything notable happens. We go into the next day. We saw the boys and they were beat down. They had went to the wedding. They said it was a good time. And so we meet up with my parents. No, before we meet up with my parents, we go meet up with Ash to eat at this all you can eat sushi spot that him and Joey and Taylor took us to. Remember?
Wait, yeah. Well, that was the next morning.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where we're at.
Well, okay. No, cool.
Well, nothing happened Friday night.
No, nothing at all.
Literally, we just ate a salad, turkey sandwich, and went to sleep.
We ate a turkey sandwich.
Like, what do you want?
No, just nothing. I don't know. Cause like when you said that we met with the guys and they were beat, I just started thinking about the fact that Joey said he got hit by a car.
Oh yeah, liar.
So I got lost in that story. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ash was like, yeah, tell him you got hit by a car. And really his shirt was just dirty.
But he had this one like black streak down his white shirt. It looked
like a tire mark.
Yeah. And I was like, there's no way a car ran like
how did the tire over this guy.
But I was just like, I can imagine that he got like bumped or something and fell over. I don't know why, but it's just like
they got a laugh out of that because we really believe that he got hit by a car.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Okay, so cut to the sushi spot.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah, but we got to the other hotel already.
Oh, you want to talk about the Westgate. That's right. How could I forget? The Westgate.
So we leave the Mandalay.
What's at the Westgate? I'll tell you.
It's just think it's funny. We got to Vegas. We like crashed in this like nice room, right? But they're like, yo, there's no late checkout. They literally told us, no late checkout. Yeah. You gotta go.
Well,
and we're like, okay, that's weird.
No, because Vegas was jam-packed that weekend that we decided to go. Literally, there was like the NBA, not NBA.
No, there was
women's basketball,
women's college basketball tournament or final. I'm sorry,
whatever championship, NASCAR race,
a UFC fight, and
a Bad Bunny concert,
yeah,
and a cheer competition,
which we didn't find out about until we got to this hotel.
Yes,
so we didn't know, but Ash set us up with basically a reservation at this hotel.
Okay, so wait, so the reason why we stayed at the Westgate was because it's part of the M points.
Yeah, it was all through bonus points that we were getting all this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got like a super hella cheap rate. Mm-hmm. And that's why we were like, well, screw it. Like, whatever. Yeah,
because we didn't know that all this stuff was happening in Vegas, which is why shit was so expensive. And we were booking last minute. And Ash was like, we're staying at the Westgate. Stay at the Westgate. It's nice. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. It's good. And I'm like, okay. So, even the quote unquote bad hotels or hotels that are not as fancy, they're still not terrible hotels. No, not at all. But
Vegas.
It was just funny because it's off the strip.
Yeah.
So you're already like, okay, where is this place? And it was like
by the convention center.
Yeah, it was by the convention center. And we get there and we're like, man, this is not a flashy hotel at all, right? So as we're driving in, there's a big poster of Barry Manilow. And we're like, well, fuck, Barry Manilow's playing here though. Like, we're in good hands.
Yeah.
If fucking Barry's here, we're gonna fucking
I wonder what his room looked like.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we saw the villas.
So that's right. That's right. So we pull in.
We should have asked her for a tour.
As we're pulling in, you're looking at the side of the building and there's a window that's open. And of all the windows,
looked broken.
It looked like there was a broken window. We're like, shit, somebody killed themselves at this hotel.
Or do we have a Westgate shooter?
Right.
Scary.
And as we're driving in, we literally are in the car, just kind of stopped at this roundabout, looking up at this window.
Mind you, we're high as shit.
and we're looking at this window, having our own little jokes, like, oh, maybe somebody died. Like, right? Like, that's a joke and shit. Like, we're like, ha ha ha.
No, we did not laugh.
No, I know. I'm just exaggerating. But we're sitting there, and all these cars are behind us, swerving around us because we just stopped in the middle of traffic.
We literally had our own moment, just laughing at the broken window.
Oh my god! But we get there. It
just wasn't a good sign.
Yeah.
We're like driving up and we're like, Ash, what the hell?
And as we get out of the car, there's just a bunch of like cheerleaders. Like, what would you say? From ages 5 to 13 or whatever? Yeah. Whatever that age would stop.
Yeah, they were all sparkly covered, sparkles and makeup.
Like glitter faces.
Red lips and blue eyes. Ponytails. It was just the whole thing.
I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, we're like, oh, this is going to be interesting.
And they're like, oh yeah, there's a cheerleading competition here. And we're like, where?
Yeah, we go.
We're like, yeah, right? Imagine. We're like, yeah, Cindy. There's got to be one Cindy in there.
Yeah, it was just a interesting mix of people having, I feel like there was one other thing happening there that I'm not thinking of.
I mean, I don't know. There could be whatever. Like,
oh yeah, Uncle Ali's wedding.
Oh, that's right. All the people that flew in for his. I like that he was like, I'm gonna have a chill, like, small wedding in Vegas real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was like crazy. Like going into the Westgate, we upgraded. We're like, I don't know what the room is, but
for $20.
But if you're offering a $20 upgrade,
we got the remodeled and renewed modern suite. But we had 2 beds.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
But we slept in one. Yeah, it was just basic.
Just in case you guys were wondering, we slept in one bed, all right?
We don't have problems. Although at one point I did look at it like,
like you could be like,
looks
man,
real nice.
A bed to myself.
Just stretch out.
Yeah.
Be not hot.
Everybody always thinks that they're going to sleep like a starfish. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, look at this big ass bed.
I stretch out sometimes.
Nah, you always end up in like a ball.
Yeah, because you freaking end up on my side.
What?
You always end up on my side. I'm always like in the corner. It's vice versa. That's always what the girls do. You do it to me. And I have no room and your legs are on top of me and I'm in the corner. And I'm like, scoot over. Fucking California king.
I've explained that to you already.
Okay, whatever. Moving on. Anyways, we're at the Westgate. I don't think anything else happens.
Well, okay. Remember when we got there? You decided to get a bellman to take our bags up.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, whatever. And, we didn't get any sleep. We're like groggy, like, okay, yeah, man, sure, grab the bags. And the guy's marking down our bags and he goes, okay, we're going to take care of that. Just so you know, there is another guy's going to bring them up to you.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, okay. We just walk away.
We walked away.
And I can hear him, and it's not really registering.
Yeah.
Because at first I don't think he's talking to me, but he's just like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Yeah. like shouting at us. We're walking
like,
away.
This guy wanted a tip or some shit. And I'm like, well, what have you done, bro? Like, but anyway.
No, he goes, you're probably going to be the last people I see today. And then that's when I was like, is he mad at us? And you were like, yeah, I think
like,
so.
I think he is. Like, I was like, why is she? I don't know why. I was like, you know what? What, do you got any cash on you? I was like, here, like, I'll give him just a little, like, $2-3, $4.
Yeah, we're
whatever.
like, he has our things.
But yeah, I was like, because now he's like mad with our things. Like,
hurry up and go give him some cash.
Fuck, let's go give him some cash. But it was just so funny as we're walking over. He's like, thanks a lot, guys. Wow, some people.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be the last people like that. Just like, oh shit.
I barely caught it at the end too. We were already all the way to the doors. And I was like, is he still talking to us? What?
I know. But yeah, after all of that, that's when we ended up going to the sushi spot.
Yeah. So then Ash took us to this sushi spot off the strip. It's called, okay, it's a double J, but I'm just going to say Jenga Sushi and Oyster Bar. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's Jenga.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with both of those. Or does it become a Y sound? Like, does 2 J's become a Y?
Or is it a Ja?
Oh,
Janga.
Janga.
I'm not really sure.
It's not Yanga.
But either way, it was an all-you-can-eat spot.
Hell yeah.
Great prices.
Yo.
I think we paid like less than $30 for all-you-can-eat.
It was like $32 or something.
Okay.
A person.
But their menu was extremely extensive. I mean, they had everything. And for that price, he was like, you can basically have this whole backside of the menu. The only thing you can't have is this little specialty spot and this spot, which you can have it. You just have to pay extra.
Right.
But it was like not even worth it. It was like, well, they have so much of the other shit, so might as well. I mean, they had everything. I don't even remember what we ordered. We just kept ordering, and things just kept coming out. And they're small bites, like.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you could order like 5-6 roll, like, be like, give me a Philly roll, and it'll be like 6 pieces. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you could just do like what we were doing, which was almost, it's so funny. We ate like almost entirely off like the small plates menu.
Yeah. I got a no rice roll
or something, which was like this, like
the bulgogi. Yeah.
We ate a lot of that, and just
that was really good.
And I was gonna go for a hand roll, but I just couldn't.
Yeah,
at the end of it,
we ate a lot.
Because here's the thing with this: all you can eat, whatever it was, you're ordering dishes, so you're not getting up and serving yourself. It's not like a buffet, right? But then you have to eat everything,
right?
Or they charge you.
Yeah.
So if you're like, for me, it's not really a place where you go and be like, I'm gonna just try whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you still gotta be mindful. I
gotta eat all of this, and a lot of it is rice.
Yeah.
So you gotta take that into account.
Yeah, I steered clear of a lot of the rice stuff.
Yeah, you were getting like a lot of no rice rolls. Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I didn't go too crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that didn't fare well for me later. You'll find out why.
So that was like our
late lunch.
And then we're like, all right, let's go ahead and go back to the room. We're hanging out. Maybe that was like 1:00, I think, when we ate.
Whatever.
And the point is that we end up getting, I guess you got a call from your dad saying like, come over. And
yeah, well, we went there to meet up with my parents. So that was the day we were all going to hang out. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, we went and got back to the room, got ready, and then we went and met up with them. And they kept, every time we met up with my parents, they were in front of what was it called?
Oh, I don't
know. Now I don't remember it.
Neither. Oh, but it was anytime they called and you were like, oh, what are you doing? And
we're like, where are you?
Oh, I'm standing in front of this cafe.
You were like, again?
I was like, you're staying at the Venetian. Like, that's a huge hotel. Yeah. Like, why are you always standing
there? The Citrus Cafe or something.
But I think it was like right as you exit their elevators.
Yeah.
So I think that's just.
So we met up with them at the Venetian, and then my dad is like, he goes, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's like, want to go back up to the room and take some shots?
Crazy, right?
What? Okay. Quick backstory on my father growing up. My dad is Persian, very, very strict. I was the oldest. He was just really hard on me. And drinking was always kind of an issue. He always didn't want me to drink. Possibly thought I had some sort of drinking problem that I never had. And, it was just always I just never drank around my dad. It wasn't a thing, because I just didn't want to have the conversation. Cut to my dad being like, want to go take some shots in my room? And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. That shit floored me too, because it's not like your dad doesn't drink.
No.
Because whenever we go visit or whatever, he's always offering me a beer, at least one.
He's loosened up a lot.
Yeah, he's like, hey, do you want a beer? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And mind you, the first time that I had dinner with Nadia and her parents, her sister offered me a second glass of white wine. Remember we were eating and I was like, yeah, sure. And your dad gave me a crazy look.
Oh, God.
Oh, this guy's a drinker.
Yeah, Judgy McJudgerson over here.
And I was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I blew it.
Hence why I just didn't really drink around my dad. So, but not that I didn't want to. My 30th birthday, I invited them. I got hammered. They were there. They drank. It's not completely abnormal. Just a very, very, very rare occurrence. So we go back up to their room, and my dad has this bottle of gold Patron. And he proceeds to tell me really the whole reason he wants to take shots is because my parents don't travel a lot. They don't fly a lot. And my dad hasn't flown in a very long time. And he doesn't really he just didn't realize the liquid rules, right? Of how many ounces that you're allowed to have on a carry-on. So he brings this, like, I don't even know what size bottle of Patron it was.
It's just like a standard bottle of Patron.
Okay. He brings it. Obviously, it's still sealed up and everything.
And he had it in an additional bag.
Yeah.
Because he read in the rules that you had to, as long as it was sealed and then it's in another bag, you could travel with it. But he didn't read that was only check-in.
Yeah, check-in only. So he's like, in line probably 3 hours earlier at the airport. And their flight was at like 6 a.m. or something, or 7. It was like the first flight out to Vegas, knowing my dad. Gotta get there early. Like,
that's hilarious.
Gotta maximize our time. So they're in line. They're trying to get through. They're like, sir, you can't take this. And he's like, why not? What's the problem here?
I read the rules.
But it's sealed.
Yeah.
I read the rules.
Can I direct you to www.tsa?
And like, they're just like, come on, guy. Like, where have you been? Like, who doesn't know the rules by now? Like, this has been a rule for a very long time.
Yeah. It's like, this isn't a bottle of shampoo, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention, a Patron bottle is so heavy, it's literally like a deathly weapon. It's like so dangerous. If you hit someone in the head, they're dead.
It's a heavy bottle.
It's a heavy bottle. So he's trying to get in with this bottle. They're like, he's trying to figure it out.
He's trying to sneak in.
He's trying to negotiate his way. And he's like, okay, well, what can I do? And the guy's like, well, you could either leave it here. And like, he's holding it like, you could leave it here and I will take this.
Leave it with me.
Exactly. Or you can check it in. And my dad's like, okay, I'm going to check it in. So he goes back to go check it in. He has to use his other carry-on because his other bag was already at the max weight. So he uses the carry-on, puts it in there, checks it in. He goes to pay for it, and they're like, that'll be $65.
Because now it's overweight.
It's so heavy.
Because of the heavy-ass Patron bottle.
Yeah. Which I'm wondering if he would have added it to his already... Well, if it's checked in already, you can't get it. So, but anyways.
I think it wasn't just the bottle. I think it was the additional checked bag.
Charge. Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. So, he was just like, son of a bitch. And he was like, well, in his mind, he was like, you know what? This is going to be a story. Screw it. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pay for it. I'm not going to leave it here. And my mom was like, Amir, it's gold. Like, it's nice. It's fancy. Like, don't leave. It's not a standard bottle of Patron. We can't leave it.
Yeah.
So my dad pays an additional $65 to bring this gold bottle of Patron to Vegas, where they have plenty of bottles of Patron that you could buy there.
I know. But if like stories you get to tell for the rest of your life, if those are like tax write-offs or, like you could write that $65 off, man, because that shit was totally hilarious. For it.
Yeah.
It was, it's great. Like, fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, my dad being the frugal man that he is, we get to Vegas and he's like, we have to drink this whole bottle. Like,
he's like, oh, now we're drinking
this bottle. Yeah. Like, I brought it here. We're drinking this. Like, I'm not wasting it. And I can't take it back because I'm not paying another $65. So we go upstairs with my parents and we're sitting in their little lounge area and we're just throwing back shots. And my dad is like, come on, another one. And I'm like, what? First of all, I'm not, contrary to popular belief, I'm not really a shots girl. I don't like shots. And are you okay?
I'm sorry. I just realized I flew with a bottle of bourbon in my backpack.
What? When?
There and back.
When? No way.
Oh, sorry. We drove.
Wow. Wow. How high are you? That was crazy. I'm like, what are you talking? Your face like trailed off to some other land. And I'm like, what's happening right now?
That's crazy.
Okay. Anyways, We're starting to throw back shots with my dad. I'm not a shots person. It's like,
I'm not even a tequila person.
yeah, you're not even a tequila person. So basically, my dad gets us to take 5. We end up taking 5 shots within the course of like, I don't know, what were we up there for, like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
No more than an hour, if that. I don't think.
Yeah, I'd push it to 45 just to split the,
okay.
You know,
so we're argument. Up there. Yeah, it wasn't long. We up there just pounding shots with my dad in his suite at the Venetian.
And then he's like, let's listen to some music. And he puts on some music and it just became like a little dance party.
And then they started dancing.
Yeah.
And then my mom jumps on the bed and she's like jumping like a kid on the bed with her shoes on. And I'm just like, what is happening right now? I was like, this is about to be a really good night. So.
Yeah. But you know what was funny was, obviously you don't expect it, but it was like the start of what was going to be a really good night, right? You're like, all right, this is cool. It seems like they're ready to at least have a good time.
Yeah.
And Nadia and I had like a bourbon and ginger ale drink before we left.
Oh, right.
Because we're like, hey, let's kind of get our buzz on. We're just going to hang out with your folks.
Yeah.
So now we're like that drink in, 5 shots in.
Right.
And we're like, you know what? We should go to downtown.
We're like, you know where we got to take them? Downtown. That's where we go. And my parents have never really explored downtown. Like, I know they've been there, but it's been a very long time, and they never went there to party.
Right.
So the times that we've gone, we've had the best nights of our lives in Vegas. I swear. Like, some of my favorite Vegas memories are in downtown. So, downtown is not for everyone. I'll say that. It's got kind of like the grimy feel of like Bourbon Street. Like, it's like anything can pop off. People are performing. Everyone's drunk, but everyone's there to have a good time. And like, people are just happy and excited and dancing and drinking. And it's just a really good time.
Yeah.
So, we take them to downtown, and they're like two wild teenagers out on the loose. They were just like, wow, like, look at this. This is awesome. And there's like a live concert happening.
Yeah.
There's like all kinds of people doing all kinds of like there was, I think when we first got there, one of the first ones we saw was this lady, like a dominatrix lady. And people were paying her to whip them or whip other people. And my mom was like, come on, Amir, go do it. Go get whipped. And my dad was like, what the hell? I don't want to get whipped. He was so pissed.
In the middle of the street.
Because she was really whipping them.
Yeah.
Like, they were on all fours and she was just whipping them with the whip. And my dad, actually, was so funny. He called me today. We were recapping the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, remember when your mom wanted me to get whipped? He's like, what the hell is wrong with her? Did you see those people? They were on all fours just getting whipped. Who wants to do that?
I mean, that's just like, it's standard. For anyone that's gone to Vegas and hasn't gone to what they call the Fremont Street experience.
Yeah.
Just, go like on a Friday night or Saturday night and just, it's crazy. It's crazy because, yeah, you end up, there were literally three stages with live bands. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about, they're playing all the hits. It's just Vegas music and like rock out 80s tracks and shit like that, whatever. And you can buy like a pretty decently large drinks.
Yeah.
And just walk back and forth and watch people, like you said, street performers.
Yeah.
People in costumes.
And the bars are right. Like, there's obviously casinos and bars along the Fremont Street, but then on top of that, there's like stand-up bars that are outside on the street.
Yeah.
So you can just go and get a drink right there. And that's what he's talking about. So because we had done it before, we start off with a really tall drink and we just walk through and watch everything and drink our drink. And usually by the time we're done, like, we're good. By the time we're at the end of the street.
Exactly.
So I remember like Armand got that big mule and I was like really thirsty and wanted something refreshing. So I got a mule. Mm-hmm. So I'm at 1 bourbon ginger ale, 5 shots of tequila, and now a huge,
like,
at least the double, maybe triple size mule.
Yeah, it was like a 36 ounce. It was like a 36 or 42 ounce
Shit.
fucking Mexican mule.
Did I stick with tequila?
Yeah, you were like, "Well, I'm drinking tequila." So
I said it.
You were like, "Let me get
remember.
You were like, "Let me get a tequila mule," and he's like, "All right." And I was like, "Well, I'm switching fucking back to whiskey."
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because now I'm gonna have control.
Yeah.
Boom, whiskey. So I'm like bourbon ginger ale, and again,
how were you feeling at that point? Did you feel drunk?
I felt okay. Like I wasn't.
You were buzzed though.
No, I mean, I felt like warm. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because this all happened so fast.
Yeah.
From the time that we got there, like you said, within 45 minutes, took 5 shots. It took us 10 minutes to get to this downtown, and then we bought a drink.
Yeah.
So I don't think it hit me till I was already drinking that large fucking bourbon ginger ale.
Yeah, probably same for me too.
Because that shit was like an hour and a half, like boom, boom, boom.
Everything happened so fast. And the thing with downtown, it's like, even if you're ready for it, it's still, especially if you're drunk, everywhere you turn, there's something to see. So it's like, I feel like it's like a music video. Like the world is moving so fast, and everywhere you turn, you're like that Madonna video, Ray of Light. That's me walking down Fremont Street.
I know, literally.
I should put that music over a video.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And here's the thing. I also think that, because when I've talked to people face to face, whatever, and I tell them, "Oh yeah, I'll go to downtown."
Yeah, they're like, "Ew."
I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean?
It's a little
and it is definitely, like we said, it's got that vibe of everybody's there to have a good time, but you know, some shit could pop off at any minute.
Yeah,
whatever. You know, you've got all mix of people who are not trying to. It's not that they can't get into the nice clubs and shit.
No, they just don't want.
These are the people that aren't trying to do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
You're not wearing heels, like you're being super chill.
Yeah. Unless, and that's like where you see a lot of like crazy bachelorette parties,
right,
roll through there. And you know, like I said, because of live music, whatever. So now we're drinking, and then that's when we met up with Ash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then out of nowhere, Ash shows up with his brother Taylor and his friend Joey. Ash, my cousin, and Ash shows up and just starts buying us more drinks. Like, we're already done with this mule. Then he's like, "What should we get?" And then he gets everybody a pineapple tequila, which has a lot of sugar, like super sugary. And I normally don't get that.
It was strong.
It was so strong. Oh my God. It was just all so much drinking, and I don't. Like, all of a sudden, I just had drinks in my hand. I wasn't even making conscious decisions to drink them.
Yeah, it was crazy because we weren't even done. I'm pretty much done with it, but I'm holding my big ass drink, and he's like, "Here, man, I got you this drink." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And he's like, "I like pineapple." I'm like, "Pineapple in what?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Tequila, I think." And I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, so now
he got everybody one.
So I finished mine faster, so that I wasn't holding, these 2 cups.
Oh my God.
It was like ridiculous.
This is so bad. Well, anyways, we end up like just checking out everything. My mom, she sees, I got so many great videos of my parents, but there's this video of my mom. She sees these 2 huge military dudes, young, good looking, tall, buff dudes. And they have an American flag behind them or whatever. And apparently they're lifting people up with the flag behind them. And like, that's it. Like, that's their trick, that they can lift you in the air with each of them has one hand on it, lifting you. And my mom's walking by and she doesn't even know. And she starts like talking to them, and they're like, come on, we'll lift you. And she's like, no, la, la, la. Like, I don't even think she realizes like you have to pay for this. And then she's finds
like,
out,
oh, look at these guys.
These guys want to lift me.
What a good time she's having. She's like, man, I'm drinking. There's music. These guys want to lift me.
These hot guys want to lift me.
Life is good right now.
She really, that was the face she had.
Yeah,
she was living her best life. So then she finds out it's $20 and she's like, oh, no, it's $20. She looks at my dad like, no, it's $20. And I'm like, Mom, go get lifted. I was like, who cares? I'll pay for it. Like, I don't care. $20 is worth seeing these guys lift you. And sure enough, she got lifted and I took her picture. I took video of it. It's freaking hilarious.
But it's funny,
I'll definitely
because,
post it.
Yeah, they put like their hands like basically under your arms and then they lift you straight up, but they have you hold the flag behind you.
Yeah. So she looks like Miss America. like a superhero.
He's like,
and
no,
her
that's
face.
part of our thing. You have to hold the flag.
Yeah. And she's so happy, her face. She's like, when she got down, she was like, that's the highest I've ever been. Like, she was like, it was amazing.
That's so funny.
So then, that was funny. And then we're walking down further and then there's like a Michael Jackson impersonator. And at this point, I don't really remember this as much because the video that I have is because I think you took the video. Because I was in the video dancing with my parents. And my dad, like, literally is trying to copy the Michael Jackson moves, like the guy as he's dancing. And my dad does this, like, little spin. And it's the fucking greatest thing ever. Oh, my God. The spin.
Yeah.
But, yeah, long story short, we showed my parents the most epic night of their lives in downtown Las Vegas. They can't stop talking about it. They had so much fun. It was a hot mess. Like, I lost a coat. Remember?
You did lose a coat.
I lost my coat.
Do you remember that we got to see Buck Cherry?
Yeah, they had a free Buck Cherry. Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So
your parents got to see Buck Cherry live.
I think we actually missed it because we went in to go play the horse race little game. The plastic horses.
I heard them do the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were still out there when they did the one song.
I think by that time I was done. That was when I started to fade away.
Right around the horse races?
After the horse races.
It was after the horse races.
Yeah. A little after the horse races.
But your dad played it smart because your dad obviously wasn't following us. Like, I think he just switched to beer.
Yeah, my dad was drinking beer.
Yeah.
But he said he was still really hammered. Like, he doesn't remember. My dad said that both my parents said that they felt like they were like, they don't remember walking like to places. They just remember being at places. like all of a sudden they were here and all of a sudden they were there and all of a sudden they were here. They were there. They were everywhere.
They were everywhere, baby.
They were everywhere, baby. God. And so we're walking in the middle of Fremont and all of a sudden there's like this random security check. And we're like, what is this? This big line. So I go to the front and I ask the lady, what's this about? She's like, oh, it's a free Buck Cherry concert. But they're like checking to make sure nobody takes any weapons or, any glass or whatever.
Right.
So we get in, we're like, well, screw it. We're here. Why not? Like,
well, it was also the only way to get to the other side of the street.
I thought you could walk around.
No.
Oh.
You could walk around, but they blocked it off.
I see. Okay.
Otherwise, why go through the, we would have just gone around it.
Right.
But because there was like a stage, they blocked it off. So if you wanted to get to the other side of the street, you had to pass Buck Cherry.
Right. You're going to watch us. So
their attendance numbers are going to go fucking, be like, dude, you see how many people came? Be like, there was motherfuckers walking across the street, bro. Like,
how sad.
Yeah.
They were actually forced.
Yeah. They're like,
they don't know why they got in this line. They thought it was just to get into the middle of Fremont. But anyway, so we go.
Apologies to any of you Buck Cherry fans.
I mean, whatever. I'm not mad at Buck Cherry. Very 90s. But we get in the line. Omar and I get in first. And we look back and my mom's being held at the security. We're like, great. What now?
And yeah,
she pulls out of her purse.
I'm thinking that she brought some food or some snacks from the room.
Right.
And I was like, wow, they're going to be like, yo, lady, you can't bring in like these snacks or something.
Right.
So they're going through her purse.
And she pulls out the freaking $65 of gold Patron. My mom decides to take the last bit of it in her purse mind you, if you're going to downtown, like you want to wear a little small crossbody, like you're not trying to take a big old bag, right? She's got this big old bag, like huge purse.
That was our bad. We should have
told her, but we were so drunk I didn't even notice. And we thought it was gonna be cold, so we all took all these jackets. Hence why I lost my jacket, because I set it down and I don't even remember where I left it. Damn, it was a nice jacket. But anyways, she pulls out this big bottle of Patron out of her bag. And we're like, what the hell, Mom? Like, why do you have that? She's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to bring it. Like,
she's like, yeah, it's Vegas, right?
Yeah.
She's like, man, this town is fucking changed.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I can't walk around with my bottle of tequila.
My parents go harder than I do.
They're like, not in front of Buck Cherry. You can't.
Yeah, they were like, no glass, right? Yeah. So she has this little, she has a plastic cup from her drink that she was carrying. So we get in, we see that they're being held up, that she's got the bottle, and we're like, oh, well, screw it. We won't go in. We'll leave because they're not going to let them in. But we don't realize that my mom decides to pour the bottle of tequila into her little glass cup. And of course, plastic cup. So of course, now she can come in because now she has plastic.
Yeah.
So Omar and I come around the other side, and then we see my parents in on the inside. We're like, what the hell? And then we like, beg the lady to let us cut through. We're like, we were just here. We thought my parents, whatever. She lets us in. And my mom is like sipping on the last bit of the tequila bottle, just like a gangster, like just drinking it straight out of the cup, like warm, not even chilled. It was at least 2, maybe 3 shots left, you think, in there?
Yeah, something like that.
It was a good amount. And she's just sipping on it, drinking that. And then we go play the little horse race game, which is like my favorite game ever in Vegas. And it's a horse race game. It's a horse race, but it's an actual track with little plastic horses that run around.
Yeah.
And you can bet on them, and they show their stats and everything like that. And they're based on real race horses. But yeah, it's so fun. You just get really into it. So we went and played that. And
it's cool because that feels more like a carnival game.
It does.
Something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally, and they even have an older one there because it's downtown, of course. They have like old ass slot machines and shit like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
They have slot machines there that'll still pay you in coins.
Yeah, I love that though. It's so cool.
You'll still need a bucket for the quarters.
Ooh, we should do a photo shoot in downtown.
Yeah, I'm down.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. So then Buck Cherry, what else? Then my parents are like, we're hungry, so we're like, yeah, it's a good idea, we should probably go eat. So I don't even know, at this point I am fading in and out, like right. I have had so much to drink. I need to eat something, and for some reason I decide I'm not eating. And I think it was because I'm like trying to brainwash myself right now to eat really healthy.
Right.
So much so that even when I was drunk, I was like, I will not have that cheeseburger or hot dogs or fries.
It was weird because I don't know. I think we were following, Taylor or Joey or whatever. And we ended up in this place called American Coney Island, which is basically chili dogs.
Yeah.
And you were like, nah. I remember you were like, hells no. The last thing I need right now is a chili dog or something like that. And you're like, no. And you left.
Yeah, I wasn't going to.
And I was like, all right, well, I had one because I was like, I'm starving. Because
everybody ate but me.
Yeah, we hadn't eaten anything since sushi.
You should have forced me to eat.
I didn't want to force you to eat a chili dog.
Eat a hot dog. It would have saved my life. You deserve it. You deserve the hard.
In retrospect, I should have forced.
Yeah, you should have forced me to. Well, because oof. And so, anyways, we get my parents. I remember I got in line with them. My parents, I think they couldn't even read the menu. They were just like so wasted. And I think I ordered for them, and I was like, my dad wants a gyro, my mom wants a hot dog. Run it. And I feel like my dad hit me later, and he goes, bits and pieces are coming back. Like, did somebody order me a gyro?
Yeah.
And he was like, who paid for it? Like, he was so concerned about the fact that he wasn't paying for things. And that Ash was buying him drinks. Right. And then, like, I think I bought the food. I don't even remember.
I don't
somebody bought it, and I think it was me, but whatever. It was just a blur. Like, it was literally like the Hangover movie. Like, we were just unconsciously moving and doing things without knowing what we were doing.
Well, it was crazy because like after we ate or whatever, I was definitely like on one. Like, I was faded, but I still remember everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. And then I remember that Ash went to the liquor store and came back with like a 4-pack of Crown Royal and Cokes that are like already pre-mixed.
They are really good though.
It's pretty good. But now I had finished that super strong pineapple tequila fucking thing. And now I was like, okay, here's a can of Crown and Coke. So now I'm drinking that and you drink that. And then we went to go play something else. And while we were walking there, Nadia went and bought a red slushie. Like, again, like a 30,
unconsciously
huge, like
unconsciously.
At least you didn't buy it in one of those like long tubes. You know what I mean? Like, just show up with like a guitar. You're like, hey, I bought this guitar. You know what I mean? I'll be like, what
this
is
guitar
this?
Slurpee?
Yeah. But you get this. I was like, why are you drinking that? And you were like, I don't know. Like, I was like, okay.
I barely remember that. I remember seeing it and thinking it looked good. And then I remember somehow I was at the counter and I don't remember what flavor I ordered. I think I said something like, what's your most popular? And then they were like, that.
Red.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever, that. And then that was it. I don't remember. And I'm like, I feel like I'm missing cash. Like,
did you overpay?
Like, I'm like, yeah, did I spend like $50 on the slushie? Like, I don't know. I might have.
Maybe it was big. But she comes back and I'm like, oh, shit. So now I'm like, well, okay, we'll split it. Because I'm like, there's no way she's going to take this down. And we're at one of the casinos playing craps. And Nadia comes over to say something to me. And it was like, I was like, huh?
Gibberish.
It was like gibberish. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I snapped. And I was like, okay. And I took the slushie from you and I set it down. And I went and I told your mom. I was like, yo. I was like, I could see that, you know, Nadia's going to fade if we stay here. So I'm going to take off. And she was like, no, she's fine.
Oh, my God. My mom.
And I was like, nah. And then she went to grab Nadia. And they just both fell to the ground.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. And then I remember, I actually don't remember, but my mom told me later that she saw that I was swaying and she went to grab me or something like that.
Yeah.
But I went backwards and when I was going down, I took her with me. And then when we were on the floor, she was laughing. And then I was like, you pushed me. Why did you push me? I thought my mom pushed me on the floor.
Yeah. So you guys get up, right? And you're like, whoa. And this lady was on us immediately.
This is okay for downtown only.
Yeah.
Downtown
like,
only behavior.
Security was on us immediately. And she's like, is she okay? And I was like, yeah. They just fell over like it's no big deal. And she was like, well, does she need medical attention? And I was like, no, look at her. Like, she's standing. It's fine. And she goes, well, will she sign something that says that she doesn't need... I was like, you know what? We're just going to leave. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, we're going to go. Because it's not like...
We're not signing anything.
It's not like you weren't walking. You were definitely swaying.
Yeah.
But it was like, yo, she caught me off balance. And whatever. The point is, it was like, yo.
Yeah, calm down.
Good. Don't worry about it. And that's when we're like, well, let's get into an Uber. So we get into the Uber. And it's a truck. It's a truck. It's like a Tacoma or something that picked us up. And Nadia gets in, but because it's a little bit lifted, Nadia missed the
the extra step.
Yeah, the little step. So instead of getting in, it looks like you just dove into the car. And we're laughing and I'm like, get in. So we get in. But the second that you sat upright, you were falling asleep.
Uh-huh.
So the guy's driving, and then Nadia like made this like move where it looked like she was gonna throw up. And the guy, instead of asking like, "Hey, is she okay? Is she this and that?" He literally just pulled over and was like, "Get out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And it was like a whole thing. He's like, "No, like she's gonna throw up in my car." Like, I was like, "Dude, she's not gonna throw up. Like, look at her, she's fine. She's falling asleep." Like,
yeah.
He's like, "No, she's gonna throw up." It became a thing, and now, and I'm honestly, I'm drunk too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But enough to remember that I'm talking to this guy, and I'm like, "Bro, like, it's fine. Like,
just get us there."
Yeah, like, don't worry about it. Like,
and I think I had a bag too.
Yeah.
My mom gave me a bag just in case. So even if I did throw up,
so we're like, dude,
I have a bag.
We're good. Like, don't even worry about it. But he was like really insistent, like, no. So I put my hand in my pocket and I pulled out like just whatever cash I had.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'll give you, what was it, like $50?
I think it's like $60.
Something like that. I was like, dude, just get us home. Like, because we left from this downtown Las Vegas area and he's pulled over like behind some fucking in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, you're gonna leave me and like
this drunk girl,
my fiance out in just the middle of fucking nowhere?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, so I give him the money and he's like, fine. So he drives us the 4 minutes it takes to the hotel or whatever, you know? So we get there and I get her out and he's like, well, you're going to tip me, right? And I was like, yeah, man, whatever. You know what I mean? So I take Nadia.
I just gave you an extra $60. That's
get
your
the fuck
tip.
out of here.
Yeah.
So I take Nadia inside and I realized I don't have my phone. And I was like, shit. And I was like, Nadia, I don't have my phone. And you're like, what? And I was like, oh no. So now I'm like, what am I going to do? So I grab Nadia and I put her in a chair right there in the middle of the casino. Like,
I'm like a toddler.
Yeah. Like, and you're like, I know you're going to fall asleep the second that you sit down. So I looked over and there were some people and I was like, hey, can you guys just make sure she doesn't fall? And they're like, yeah, whatever. Right.
And
I took your purse off because I'm like, I don't want to leave her if she does fall asleep with a purse in the middle of the casino. I don't know where this Uber is. And I take off. So I had already established something with this, like people across the way, but not with anybody else who just saw me steal your purse. They just saw me
take off running.
And I fucking ran my ass out of the casino. Like you would have thought I was on fire because I was like, I got to catch this guy. Hopefully he's stuck or something.
Yeah.
And I see him. He's parked a little way away from where he dropped us off. And he's checking his back seat to see if you threw up like or something, right?
Yeah.
And he's checking his back seat and I'm like, and I'm like, hey, man, I think I left my phone on it.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, which one? And he pulls out like 3 phones.
Oh shit.
And I was like,
that probably happens all the time.
I was like, oh, okay, this one. And I was like, great. I found it. I'm like, all right, this one. And he goes, all right, cool. And he gives it to me. And I turn around and I'm like, oh, thanks, right? And he goes, oh, I noticed that you haven't tipped me yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, my bad. And that
was like 2 seconds ago.
And I'm like, yeah, my bad. Like, just to be like, whatever, just showing that my
also,
phone.
you dumbass, you had my phone. Oh, sorry.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I cut your story?
No. But for sure, right? How am I going to tip you if I have my if you have my
obviously,
phone?
I didn't have my phone.
Yeah, you didn't notice that when you picked up my phone?
And he's like, hey, from the time that I give you your phone, you haven't tipped me yet.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I go to like show him that I'm about to do it, and my phone is off.
That's weird.
So this fool turned my phone off. Like, I was just like, oh, the battery died. But it didn't fucking die, because as I was coming back to get you, the phone turned on again.
That's
so I was like,
weird.
this fool, not only did he find my phone, but he turns it off immediately.
Yeah.
Like, and now you want me to tip you? Like, fuck you.
No, fuck you. Yeah. We're not. No. You
But
didn't do that, huh?
No, hell's no.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Did he give you a bad rating?
I don't even know.
Probably.
I haven't opened Uber since.
He probably did.
But because I haven't opened it since, if it opens up to his review, I could just,
give him a bad one.
I could do that.
See if he gave you a bad one.
Sure.
But yeah. So then you finally get your phone, come back to me.
Yeah, and the people are like, "Oh, we thought you stole her purse." I was like, "Well, you guys obviously didn't do shit about it because she's just still sitting in this chair."
Good job, guys.
Like, yeah,
You failed on what would you do?
yeah, way to notice things. Like, so I get Nadia and I'm like, "Hey, come on, get up." So we started like walking very clumsily, but to our room. But it turns out that our tower, the elevators to our tower, close at midnight.
Yeah.
So it's like 1:00 in the morning. So now we have to go to a different set of hotels. I mean, elevators.
Tower, yeah.
The point is, like, it was a slog to get there. It was like just the longest night.
I can't even imagine how you. Didn't you say you called the hotel to tell them how to guide you?
Because
on
by then you couldn't walk by yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I literally called the hotel because I was looking for a hotel phone. So I called them from my cell phone and I was like, hey, I'm at this number. I got off on a, you know, you made me go on a different thing. I'm
trying to get to this tower.
Just tell me which way to go.
Yeah.
Like,
direct me, please.
So the guy totally directed me. He's like, okay, you're going to see some doors. Go to the right. Don't go to the left. Like that. I was like, cool.
That's so funny.
So like, no
Poor Omar.
matter how like drunk or whatever I could have been, like I remember all of that. I remember getting you home safely. I remember you waking up the next morning like hungover and being like, man, that night was like fun. And I was like, man, what are you talking about?
You don't even know what happened.
Do you realize that you are in pajamas?
Do you remember any of this?
Do
you remember how you got to this bed?
Do you remember that you were wearing Doc Martens, jeans, and 3 shirts or something?
A bodysuit.
Yeah, and a bodysuit. I was like, what do you mean?
Poor Omar.
But that
you really got it together in the time of need while you were drunk.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But that's
a good man right there.
Man.
I love you.
And you know what? We've been going over time a lot. But nobody's complaining, so
we got a lot of shit to say.
Nobody's listening.
I know. We don't even check the ratings. Oh, fuck. We're already over an hour. Wow. We didn't even.
But we should give a shout out. This was honestly a really, really good find. The next day, Nadia wanted something that was obviously going to, help her out.
I was like, I need a burger. Take me to a burger now. Give me a burger. Put it in my mouth. I need it.
So I found this place right there in Vegas called Barcode Burgers. And I think it's more of a sports bar than, obviously anything else. But
yeah,
I mean, it's in the fucking name, right?
Bar. It's definitely off strip, and it feels like a bar rescue bar. Like John Taffer came in and was like, "This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you a new bar." Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gourmet burgers. Yeah, that's what it feels like in there. You all right there?
Yeah, yeah. It just makes me laugh. I love bar rescue.
I do too.
It's just like, you guys are lazy. That's why you're failing.
Oh, me and my friend Doug used to watch it, and he would die because he would be like, this guy tears these people down, rips them apart, and then builds them back up at the end. And it's just like the psychology, what he puts these people through mentally. He just rips them and then rebuilds them,
Well, if that would have been the case for this place, it fucking worked.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Man.
First of all, it was nice and dark. There was nobody in there.
Yeah.
And they were playing some really good old 90s music until they started playing way too much weird country. Like, not the good country, like the shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I like country, but not that country. And yeah, they had that was what they were known for, right? Because it was a burger bar. And they had they didn't have unusual burgers, but I felt like that blueberry barbecue burger that you got is kind of unusual. You don't see that often.
Yeah, it was a barbecued hamburger, but the barbecue sauce was blueberry.
Right.
So it
had
this
blueberries
really,
in it.
It was obviously it had sweet notes to it, but it was really good. It wasn't
Really
overly
good.
sweet.
No.
It wasn't like syrupy or like
It
blah.
was unique. I
Yeah,
liked it.
It was really good. It also had some pulled pork on top. So it was like a hamburger and then some pulled pork
Jesus.
and then some crispy onions and then that sauce. And it was fucking great.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was amazing.
And then what did I get? I got the barcode.
You got the barcode burger because the waitress who was amazing, the best
Great
waitress
waitress.
I've had in like months,
Yeah, great.
years.
And
almost.
they greeted everyone when they walked in.
She was super. It was crazy. I know it sounds stupid to rave about it, but you know when you have a really good like the person's on it, like they're like cool. They're not.
Well, because she was like literally like genuinely. You could feel how like genuinely happy
like,
she was.
Did you
for
make
us.
this burger yourself? She was like, did you like it?
She was like so happy that we were enjoying our hangover meal because right when we got there, she's like, "How are you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Hungover." I was like, "Help me now! I need a beer." And I had my shades on, and I was just like, "Give me a beer now!" And then she was just cracking up at like how hungover I was. And I would say things and she would like walk away. I could hear her giggling as she was walking away. Like she was like genuinely into us and like our experience. Like, I really hope these people enjoy their burgers.
Because this chick is looking rough.
I was looking rough. Yeah, no, great service. Burgers were great. I wonder what it's like during like other hours, peak hours, or at nighttime. I mean, it is a bar, so it probably gets busy.
Yeah.
But we went at a good time because we went around what, like 3:00?
Yeah, something.
No, wait.
No, it was like 1.
1. Yeah. Yeah. Earlier than that.
Because we called for late checkout.
Yes.
And she was like, what are you thinking? I'm like, 1? She's like, I can do noon. And we're like, all right, I guess we'll stay here till 1.
Yeah, we stayed till 1. It's like, I don't care. I can't move any faster.
Charge me an extra $20.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I can't move any faster than what I'm moving now. This is all you're getting. So, yeah. So, anyways, it was a great hangover meal. They do have a burger called the Hangover Burger, which has like an egg on it, amongst other things. It did look really good. That was my second runner-up, but I was really craving blue cheese. And so the Barcode Burger is a blue cheese burger. And I was like, give me extra.
Yeah. That one.
Like, I love me a stinky blue cheesy burger. So with crispy bacon. So I had that. And then the tots were good. They have like these tots and they smother them and stuff. Those were really good. And yeah, just it hit the spot. It was exactly what I needed. A dark bar with a burr and a beer. Burr and a burger.
Yeah, so honestly, incredibly successful trip to Vegas. And the drive back, it wasn't that bad.
No, you were stressing out.
It was a solid 4 hours. Like, I felt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you were stressing out thinking we were going to be in traffic because Ash them left earlier. And that's the thing about leaving on a Sunday driving. Like, either you leave hella early before people check out or you wait till traffic dies down.
Yeah.
Because if you leave around checkout, if you leave around 12, 1, 2, like, forget it.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck in heavy traffic. So I think we left around like, what, 5?
5.
We hit the road around 5 p.m. Got home around 9. And yeah, it was just a really epic, basically, it was more than 24 hours, but it felt like a 24-hour trip. Like, it just came and went so quick. It was one night, basically. So it was just epic. And it's, for me, it was one of those trips that we decided last minute. And I knew, I was like, I gotta go. Like, my parents are there. Something's telling me to go. This is going to be really epic. There's not opportunities for me to drink and party with my parents, let alone in Vegas. Like, I gotta see what this is about. And that whole night, will never forget my parents, the joy in their faces and like how much fun they were having, how drunk they were, the laughter that we had, the things that they were doing, like, so out of character for my dad to be doing certain things too. Like, he was just having the night of his life, completely carefree. It's something that I will always remember. Like I was like snapshotting it in my brain, you know, like
Right.
remember this, remember that, remember this. Don't ever forget it. This is the best night ever.
Yeah.
So for me, it was totally worth it. And it's going to be one of those memories that I'm just always going to have inside of me forever because it's just doesn't beat it.
Yeah, and I mean, same thing with your parents, you know, which I think is like super the benefit of it,
Yeah.
you know, because we've gone to Vegas more than they have.
Right. Well,
I don't know. Your dad they used to go.
They
like
used to go a
every
lot,
year.
but I think we've surpassed them.
But at the same time, we're probably going to go a couple times more before they ever go back. Do you know what I mean?
They used exactly, and they used to go a lot, but with kids, so it's a very different experience.
Yeah.
We obviously don't have kids yet, so we've gone so many. I can't even. I think I was even asking you when we were there, or I think I was asking Ash, what number Vegas trip do you think this is? And I can't even count it. It's like we've gone so many times in my lifetime. But exactly, we showed them a night that they didn't even know they could have in Vegas. Because we everywhere, baby.
That's it for our show. Bye. We everywhere, baby.